how to DIY your own custom Hot Wheels. Because all the other videos on YouTube that try to explain this suck, this one's gonna be a good video. Here's the one I made. I made a replica of my real life car, cause why not? Look how nice it turned out. Tinted the windshields, put the wheels, details. I forgot the front grille, but that's okay, because it's my first time. Painted the roof, and it came out very nice. All the other videos that try to explain this suck, so go scroll through them and then come back to my video once you realize that. First, you gotta take the car apart, and to do that, you gotta drill these things right here, that one and that one. You do that by using one of these. You drill that out with the drill or whatever you have. How deep do you drill? For that, you gotta use a test dummy. Get a car that you don't like that much so you can test on it, and then just do trial and error and see how deep you have to go. This is how it's gonna look when you take it apart. You're gonna have this. I don't know what that is, but you're gonna have that. Then you push the windows out, and you're left with the shell. To get the paint off, you gotta soak it in some pine sol. This is the cheaper option. You could also buy a paint stripper, but that's a little bit more expensive and not worth it if you're doing it for the first time. So just soak it in some pine sol. Leave the shell in here for a day or two. The longer the better. Well, that's what she said. Okay, and then get the shell out. This was another test dummy that I was gonna test on, but this one was blue, and it still has some paint on there because you gotta scrape the paint off after a day or two. You can also use this. This is some fine grade wool to help you better clean it up. So use that to clean it up, make it look very nice, get all the paint off of it. Once you remove all the paint from the shell, you're gonna want to build yourself one of these to put the car on top so you can paint it. This is very simple. You get 2 pencils. Yeah, y'all see? Cut and make them the same size. And then over here you take the erasers out. And then for the base, I just found a random piece of wood. Cut it into a square rectangle, and then drilled some holes into it. For the drill bit, it's not going to be this one because it's too small. So just find a drill bit that's about the same size as this and use that. Try to keep it tight. Over here, for this, you gotta make it match this. So we're going to use the same drill bit, the 9 divided by 64, and drill down in there a little bit. Not too much, just about yay much. That's plenty of deep, okay? And then you pow, stick it in there, and stick it in the other hole too, both holes. Then chow, stick it in these holes, and you got yourself a nice little painting base booth. And then for the paint booth, you get yourself a box and turn it on its side. Cut that flap off, and leave the rest of the flaps. You put your car right yonder. Do this outside so you don't get what's it called, paint poisoning and stuff. Get yourself some of that, a little bit of this. Make sure both of them say gloss, because you want it to look nice and shiny. Okay, moving on. Then you get this, and you got like pow outside, and then you put one very light layer. Go pow pow, and then you flip it, and then go pow pow, and then flip it like that and like that. And then you flip the box, so that's on the bottom level with the ground, and that's pointing upwards. But you have this up here, so you flip the box, so you can paint it from the top and get the roof and stuff. And so you do that, you do a light layer, then let it rest for about 30 minutes, and then go in and do another layer, and then repeat the process, and then let it dry, and then do it again, and then let it dry, and do it again, and then let it dry, and then give it another one last nice coat, and then you should be done. Then you let it dry real nice, and then you get the clear coat after the paint is dry, and you do the same thing. Give it a light layer, a medium layer, and then a heavy layer, and then it's done. I used Sharpie to paint the details, and as y'all can see right yonder, right here, I messed it up a little bit. Y'all see the Sharpie got a little bit runny because I did the Sharpie and then I put the clear coat on, and it was too fresh, and the clear coat made the Sharpie dissolve a little bit and get runny. But this one turned out nice because I waited a little bit. I tinted the windows with a Sharpie. So here's the windows. Tint the inside with a Sharpie. For the black roof, I used paint and masking tape because you gotta paint it separately and then protect it from getting white sprayed on it. I wouldn't do that if y'all are... I'd just use Sharpie if you don't want to go through all of that. but I wanted mine to look very nice because the Sharpie looks a little bit purple sometimes. But this was Sharpie that, and it still looks pretty nice. But since it's greater surface area up here, I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to look purple. And then for the wheels, I ordered the wheels online. It was like $5. Very nice. They match my real life car wheels. You just assemble it all back together with the wheels. And then you gotta put like tiny screws in here to hold it together or super glue it. And I have done neither of those. So that's why when you roll it, it sounds like that, because the bottom plastic scrapes. It's not, see, it scrapes. But you know, I don't care about that right now because I'm just collecting it. I'm not gonna play with it. Okay, bye bye, that's all.